Hello YouTube, Sir Dragon X here. Today we're going to go over 8 things Americans wish they knew before they moved to Mexico. In the video coming up next. I was recently reading an article in Business Insider that was talking about how more than 1.5 million Americans live in Mexico, and there's 8 things Americans wish they knew before they moved to Mexico. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over these 8 things and I'm going to relate them to my own personal experience. Before we start, as always, don't forget to visit us at our website at www.retiredlifeinmexiconoble.com and visit us on social media at the links listed below. Also, don't forget to join us at our chat rooms via Discord or Slack, whichever one you prefer. Fun fact, Mexico is home to more American expats than anywhere else in the world. Now, if you're planning to move to Mexico, there's a few things that you should know. Today, I'm going to go over those 8 things that are listed in that article, and I'm going to mention some of the mistakes that we made when we moved to Mexico, and also some of the things that we can relate to. Number 1, you should rent before you buy. It's very important to know where you want to live before you actually put down your roots here in Mexico. What we did is we fell in love with San Miguel de Allende. We actually rented several Airbnbs in different areas of San Miguel. We finally found a place that we really liked, and we purchased a house there. And we almost even actually purchased in a certain area, but we discovered that that area had nothing but Airbnbs. It was very loud, and the experience of staying in that Airbnb gave us the idea and the opportunity to know that that's not the place we wanted to live. Number 2, moving your furniture may be prohibitively expensive. Actually, this was one of our biggest mistakes. We decided that we were going to move our whole house from the United States to San Miguel. One of the biggest mistakes that we made is that when we purchased the house here in San Miguel, we miscalculated and we thought all our furniture that we had in Texas was going to fit here. Now, when we got a quote on the moving, I thought it was kind of expensive, but we figured, you know what? We really like our furniture here in Texas, so let's take it with us to San Miguel. Now, when we arrived, 100 boxes later, we started to unpack and we started to notice that the furniture didn't fit. Not only didn't it fit in the living room, it didn't fit the design of the house. What we didn't realize and what we overlooked is that the houses in Mexico have a lot less closet space. So we ended up with a lot of stuff and we didn't even know where to put it. And the design of our house in Texas was very modern, but yet the design of the house here was very rustic. But we didn't really think about that. We were so excited about moving to Mexico that we didn't even think about the design of the furniture versus the design of the house. So, to make a long story short, we donated all of our furniture, but we kept the beds because we liked the quality of the mattresses. Eventually, we found a carpenter here in San Miguel that made all of this beautiful furniture for reasonable prices. And I actually did a video about him and his crew. Actually, custom making our furniture here in San Miguel came out cheaper than shipping our furniture from the United States. So my advice is to leave your furniture behind and find affordable furniture here in Mexico. Number 3, as a U.S. citizen, you still have to file taxes in the United States. There's a big misconception amongst a lot of people that if you live abroad, you're exempt from filing United States taxes. You must file a U.S. tax return regardless of where your income is derived. If your income is derived from a United States company and paid in the United States, you must pay taxes on that income. Now, if your income is derived in Mexico while you're working here, you can write off up to the first $100,000 of your income on your tax return. But you still must file a tax return. Number 4, you need to try to learn Spanish before you move. Now, in our case, both my wife and I speak Spanish, so it's been a lot easier for us to get around, do business, and make friends here in Mexico. Now, can you get along with speaking English here in San Miguel de Allende? Now, the answer here in San Miguel is a sort of yes. There are a lot of expats that live here in San Miguel that are American Canadian and speak English. And some of the locals do speak English. But I will tell you, it is a lot easier to do simple things, such as even opening a bank account, if you know a little bit of Spanish. The native language is Spanish, and you also need to be aware that it is a different culture. So learning Spanish will help you to assimilate to the culture. Number 5, it's important to know what your options are as far as health insurance. Now, in my case, I have a U.S. medical insurance policy that covers me overseas. Now, here's the catch to my medical insurance policy. It's by reimbursement. What my wife and I decided to do was to go ahead and also obtain a private Mexican healthcare insurance policy. I will be putting a link to my videos on healthcare and what your healthcare options are here in Mexico. Number 6, banking can be very frustrating here. Banking can be very frustrating here. The banking system does not work like it does back in the United States. Yes, it does work in the sense that you have checking accounts, savings accounts, debit cards. But here's the catch. Banks here are very particular, even as up to your signature. If your signature does not match exactly, or your name does not match your ID exactly on your bank account, you could even have problems. And many Americans find this a frustration. Not only that, but some of the security measures that banks have, for example, to make a wire transfer, you might need a Mexican phone because it won't work on a US phone. Also, what you'll find really common is when you have a person that you have to pay a service to, they'll tell you that you can pay me by a bank transfer. This bank transfer process is somewhat like PayPal or Cash App, but what you do is you actually transfer to their bank account directly. But, like I said, this whole procedure can be frustrating if you're new to it. Just remember that it's not as easy as Zelle or Cash App. You may have to go through several security measures in order to transfer the money. All I'm saying is just be a little bit patient, learn the way the system works, and you will have no problems whatsoever. Number 7, expect to get homesick every once in a while. Now, I know the idea of moving to a new country is very exciting. We were really excited, and we really got caught up in moving to Mexico. But one of the things that we did notice when all the hype kind of calmed down is we did miss home. In our case, we really love living here. We wouldn't change it for the world. But you know what? We miss our family, we miss our friends. And actually we find ourselves going back to the United States sometimes to go to visit. Number 8, last but not least, people here in Mexico are warm and helpful. Oftentimes in the United States, the news concentrates a lot on the crime and violence in Mexico. Yes, there is crime and violence here in Mexico, just like there is anywhere else. I've even mentioned that in one of my videos. But one of the things that people forget is the warmness of the Mexican culture. The people here are very welcoming. This is the most welcoming culture that I've ever lived in. You know what? Here, people have a sense of community. People get together. We've met a diverse group of people. And I will have to say, the one unique thing about Mexico is a welcoming heart that most Mexicans have. Well, now that I shared my experience of moving to Mexico, I hope your experience is better than mine. And I hope this information was useful, and see you soon.